What if the smartest person in the room isn't the one with the highest IQ, but the one who knows how to read the room, fix the Wi-Fi, resolve the argument, design the plan, stay calm under pressure, and make the best pancakes you've ever tasted? Here's the truth. Intelligence isn't a single light bulb that turns on in your head. It's a whole skyline of lights, different colors, different heights, different uses, switching on for different challenges. Tonight, I'm going to walk you through every major type of intelligence, how each one shows up in real life, how to spot it in yourself, how to grow it, and how to combine them like a mastermind. By the end, you'll stop asking, "Am I smart?" and start asking, "Which kind of smart am I building today?" Let's start by breaking the old myth. We've been taught to treat intelligence like a test score, a number that sums you up. But life doesn't care about your test score when your toddler is melting down, your boss drops a last-minute project, your friend needs comfort, a deadline explodes, or your creativity runs dry. Real life demands more than one gear. That's why we're going beyond IQ, to a full spectrum: analytical, practical, creative, emotional, social, verbal, logical, spatial, musical, bodily, interpersonal, intrapersonal, naturalistic, existential, moral, cultural, digital, financial, adaptive, systems, and metacognitive intelligence. Don't worry, we'll keep this practical and down to earth. Each one comes with examples and simple ways to level up. Let's begin with analytical intelligence, the type most people think of first. It's the ability to solve problems with logic, to see patterns, to evaluate evidence. It's the voice in your head that says, "Wait, does this add up?" You use it when comparing plans, debugging a process, or choosing between two investment options. You grow it by learning to ask better questions. What's the goal? What factors matter most? What assumptions am I making? Try 5 whys on any problem. Keep asking why until the root shows up. Analytical intelligence shines when you can slow down the noise and look for the signal. Then there's practical intelligence, street smarts and life navigation. This is the get stuff done intelligence. It's knowing which number to call, how to read a crowded subway map, how to talk to the right person to get a permit approved. People with high practical intelligence turn confusion into clarity. You develop it by running small experiments. Try, observe, adjust. Volunteer for real-world tasks, planning a trip, negotiating a refund, assembling furniture without losing your mind. Practical intelligence respects results over theories. Creative intelligence is your ability to make something new or to combine old things in a way that feels new. It's not limited to art, it's how a marketer reframes a message, a teacher turns a dry lesson into a story, a coder invents a cleaner algorithm. The fastest way to grow creativity? Increase your inputs, protect your play, ship imperfectly. Collect sparks, quotes, visuals, metaphors, melodies. Give yourself bad first drafts and ugly prototypes. Creativity rewards the brave, not the perfect. Next up, emotional intelligence, EQ, the power to understand feelings, manage them, and use them as data rather than drama. EQ helps you hear what people mean, not just what they say. It's how you stay calm in an argument, read the tension in a meeting, or comfort a friend. To build EQ, practice naming emotions precisely: frustrated, disappointed, overstimulated, not just bad. Use the pause. Breathe in 4, out 6. Ask one more gentle question than you normally would. The emotionally intelligent person turns conflict into connection. Related but distinct is social intelligence, the ability to move gracefully in groups. You know who needs to speak, when to push, when to hold back, how to build trust. It's cultural awareness and conversational rhythm. Improve it by observing social dynamics without judging. Who sets the tone? Who balances humor with substance? Who asks the questions that unlock people? Practice micro-bravery. Give a sincere compliment, host a small gathering, invite a quiet person in. Social intelligence is less about being loud and more about making others feel seen. Verbal linguistic intelligence is skill with words, speaking and writing that makes people lean in. It's the poet, the lawyer, the podcaster, the teacher. You build it by reading widely, summarizing clearly, and practicing out loud. Try the explain it to a 12-year-old rule. If you can make a complex idea sound simple without dumbing it down, your verbal intelligence is growing. Logical mathematical intelligence is the engine behind numbers, formulas, and clean reasoning. It's the spreadsheet whisperer, the statistician who spots the oddity, the engineer who keeps shaving steps until the design sings. Strengthen it by learning to love constraints, limit variables, define terms, test hypotheses. Do small mental math daily. Build tiny probability models for fun decisions. What's the chance this is worth it, and how would I know? Spatial intelligence is seeing with your mind's eye. Architects, pilots, surgeons, and 3D artists live here. You sense how parts will fit before you touch them. You practice it by sketching maps from memory, doing block-based puzzles, or rotating objects in your head. Next time you assemble something, pause and visualize the whole pathway before you begin. Spatial intelligence turns chaos into blueprint. Musical intelligence involves rhythm, pitch, pattern, and the way sound moves emotions. You don't need to be a rock star. Even sensing how music affects focus and mood is a form of intelligence. Build it by active listening, follow the bass line, then the drums, then the melody. Clap time. Hum intervals. Treat music like a language and your ear will get smarter. Bodily kinesthetic intelligence is wisdom in motion. Dancers, athletes, carpenters, surgeons. It's the elegance of a perfect jump shot or the precision of a safe, clean weld. Grow it by practicing one dominant movement pattern slowly and perfectly before adding speed. Learn a new physical skill every few months: juggling, jump rope, martial arts footwork. Your body has a brain, train it. Interpersonal intelligence overlaps EQ and social smarts but focuses on one-to-one connection. It's mentoring, counseling, coaching. You notice what motivates this person right now. You develop it by listening to understand, not to reply. Reflect what you heard. So you're worried about X because Y? Ask, what would a good outcome look like for you? This kind of intelligence changes lives because it changes people. Intrapersonal intelligence is the private kind, the ability to know yourself, your triggers, patterns, values, and best conditions for thriving. It's honest self-awareness without self-attack. Build it by daily check-ins. What gave me energy today? What drained me? What did I run from? What did I face? Journal in bullet points. Your inner life is data, collect it. Naturalistic intelligence is sensitivity to the living world, plants, animals, ecosystems. Think botanists, hikers, chefs who understand seasons. It shows up when you can look at a garden and know what it needs, or taste a dish and sense the freshness of its ingredients. Grow it by spending time outside with intention. ID 5 local plants, track sunrise times, notice birdsong patterns. Nature is a teacher that never stops teaching. Existential intelligence asks the big questions: meaning, purpose, mortality, wonder. Philosophers, theologians, and late-night deep talkers live here. You develop it by making space for silence and awe. Read across traditions. Hold paradox without panicking. Ask, what story am I living? What would make this moment meaningful? Existential intelligence doesn't hand you answers. It helps you carry the questions well. Moral intelligence is doing the right thing when it costs you something. It's integrity under pressure, fairness when no one's watching, courage when it's inconvenient. Build it by practicing tiny acts of honesty daily. Acknowledge mistakes fast, share credit generously, protect the absent in conversation. Strength strengthens with reps. Cultural intelligence, CQ, is your ability to step into a different culture, national, organizational, or generational, and adapt with respect. It's noticing that the same gesture means different things in different rooms. You grow it by becoming a curious guest. Ask, how do things work here? Study norms before you enter, mirror lightly, and assume goodwill until proven otherwise. CQ opens doors IQ can't. Digital intelligence is modern literacy, navigating tools, protecting privacy, interpreting algorithms, and using tech to amplify, not drain, your life. Level up by mastering the core systems you touch daily: your password manager, your file naming, your AI prompts, your calendar automation. Clean systems are quiet intelligence. Financial intelligence is understanding money as a tool. It's cash flow, risk, compounding, taxes, and behavior. Build it by tracking expenses, learning the difference between assets and liabilities, setting automated savings, and reading one great finance book a year. The goal isn't to worship money, it's to make money serve your values. Adaptive intelligence is your bounce back and bend without breaking ability. When plans change, you pivot. You learn fast under stress. Grow it by rehearsing, if then, plans. If X fails, then we try Y. Expose yourself to controlled discomfort. Cold showers, difficult conversations, new roles. Stretch, don't snap. Systems intelligence sees how pieces interact. It's understanding that a team isn't just people, it's incentives, feedback loops, and bottlenecks. Improve it by mapping systems on a single page. Inputs right pointing arrow, processes right pointing arrow, outputs right pointing arrow, feedback. Ask, if I change this one lever, where does pressure pop up? Systems thinkers fix problems without creating new ones. Finally, metacognitive intelligence, thinking about your thinking. It's knowing your strengths and blind spots, choosing the right tool for the problem, and adjusting strategy mid-flight. Build it with post-game reviews. What did I intend? What happened? What did I learn? What will I try next time? Metacognition is the conductor of all the other intelligences. It keeps the whole orchestra in tune. Now, here's where this gets exciting. These intelligences rarely show up alone, they stack. A great entrepreneur blends analytical, numbers, social, networking, practical, execution, and adaptive, pivoting. A beloved teacher blends verbal, explanations, emotional, student feelings, creative, lessons, and systems, classroom flow. A successful content creator blends creative, ideas, digital, tools, social, audience, and financial, sponsorships. The magic isn't picking one, it's combining a few into a unique signature. So how do you find yours? Start with a personal scan. Think of a week where you felt alive and effective. What were you doing? Were you solving puzzles, calming people, designing spaces, crafting words, or building things? Which activities made hours disappear? Those are clues to your dominant intelligences. Then identify the bottleneck, the one intelligence that, if improved even slightly, would raise everything else. Maybe your creativity is strong but your practical follow-through lags. Maybe you're brilliant with ideas but weak on systems. Aim there. Let's talk training. Every intelligence grows with deliberate practice, feedback, and reflection. Use a simple loop. Choose a micro skill. Not get better at social skills, but learn to ask one deeper follow-up question in every conversation this week. Run tiny reps. Practice in low-stakes settings. Repetition beats intensity. Collect feedback. Ask a friend, coach, or your own notebook. What improved? What felt awkward? Reflect and adjust. Keep what works, change what doesn't, and go again. Make it a game. Track streaks. Reward effort, not just outcomes. Remember, intelligence isn't a trophy cabinet, it's a toolkit. Tools are built by hands that show up. A word on mindset. People who grow multiple intelligences carry 3 beliefs. First, skills are learnable. You might have natural inclinations, but practice multiplies talent. Second, environment matters. Put yourself where your desired skills are normal. Join communities where the behavior you want is the baseline. Third, identity follows actions. Do the reps, then call yourself the kind of person who does them. Behavior plants identity. Identity protects behavior. Let me give you some real-world stacks to spark ideas. The calm operator, emotional plus practical plus systems. You stabilize chaos, capture the process, and teach it to others. You're the backbone of any team. The story engineer, verbal plus logical plus creative. You explain complex things simply and beautifully, perfect for product demos, teaching, or policy work. The culture bridge, cultural plus social plus interpersonal. You make partnerships possible across borders and backgrounds. You turn misunderstandings into shared wins. The field naturalist, naturalistic plus spatial plus intrapersonal. You thrive outdoors, read landscapes, and know your limits, ideal for conservation, agriculture, or adventure education. The ethical technologist, digital plus moral plus systems. You build tools that help people without harming them. You think about consequences before they happen. Here's how to level up quickly across the board. For analytical and logical, adopt the one-pager rule. Force yourself to summarize any complex problem on a single page. Goal, constraints, options, risks, next step. For practical and adaptive, do one scary useful task each week. Something you've been avoiding that would unlock progress. For creative and verbal, practice idea sprints. Set a timer for 10 minutes and generate 20 headlines, metaphors, or solutions without judging. For emotional and interpersonal, schedule a weekly listening session with someone you care about and ask only questions. For social and cultural, say yes to one new environment this month and go as a learner. For digital and financial, automate one small system, automatic savings, a recurring calendar review, or an organized file tree, then improve it monthly. For moral, commit to one non-negotiable: no gossip, fast apologies, or fair credit sharing. For systems and metacognition, end the week with a 15-minute review. What worked? What broke? What do I change? Let's also dismantle a few myths that hold people back. Myth 1. You're either creative or logical. Reality. Some of the best problem solvers are both. They generate many possibilities and evaluate them sharply. Myth 2. I'm just not a people person. People skills are skills. Start small, practice often. Myth 3. I need motivation to improve. Motivation follows action. Make the first step tiny enough that you'll actually do it. Myth 4. Intelligence peaks in youth. different intelligences peak at different times. Self-knowledge, wisdom, and moral clarity often strengthen with age. Myth 5. If I were truly smart, it wouldn't feel hard. Hard is the gym where your abilities grow. So, how do you design your learning life from here? Pick 2 to 3 intelligences that match your goals for the next 90 days. Write them down. Then create 1 daily habit and 1 weekly habit for each. Daily could be 10 minutes of sketching for spatial, or a 5-minute feelings check-in for emotional. Weekly could be 1 long writing session for verbal, or 1 systems map for your business. Put the habits on your calendar. Treat them like appointments with your future self. And keep your feedback loop alive. Ask someone you trust to notice the specific changes you're working on. If you're building social intelligence, tell them you're practicing inviting quiet voices into the discussion. Hey, Maya, what's your take? If you're developing moral intelligence, ask a colleague to hold you accountable for acknowledging mistakes quickly. If you're leveling up financial intelligence, share your monthly review with a friend who will actually question your assumptions. A quick note about burnout: trying to grow everything at once is a recipe for doing nothing well. Rotate your focus. Think in seasons: a creative season, a system season, a relationship season. You're curating a portfolio of strengths, not cramming for a test. If you're worried about starting late, remember, your past is a library, not a prison. Every job you've had, every problem you've solved, every mistake you've made, those are case studies. Review them like a coach. What patterns do you see? Where did you shine? Where did you stumble? The answers are clues to which intelligences are already alive in you and which ones are ready to wake up. Let's land this plane with a simple challenge. For the next 7 days, pick 1 intelligence to grow, just 1. Choose the smallest habit that would prove to you that you're serious. Maybe it's writing a 5-sentence daily summary, verbal, calling a family member to listen without fixing, interpersonal, taking a 10-minute walk and naming 5 plants, naturalistic, summarizing your spending, financial, sketching your weekend layout, spatial, or running a 5-minute, after-action review, each night, metacognitive. Do it daily. Track it. At the end of the week, ask, what changed? What surprised me? What do I want to continue? Here's the secret most people miss. Intelligence isn't a label you earn, it's a landscape you explore. You don't have to be great at all of it. You just need to be deliberate about a few. If you can think clearly, act practically, feel wisely, speak convincingly, adapt quickly, and reflect honestly, you're already building a mind that can handle the real world. So the next time you catch yourself saying, "I'm not that smart," pause and ask a better question. Which light in my skyline do I want to switch on today? Because every kind of intelligence you build is another light in the city of your life, and the brighter your city gets, the more people you'll help find their way. If this helped you see yourself differently, stick around. We've got deep dives coming, step-by-step guides to level up each intelligence with real exercises, real feedback, and real results. Until then, pick your 1-week challenge, put it on the calendar, and get to work. The smartest version of you isn't found, it's built.